So your guided questioning is basically just your subtitles of the book, but in your packet that is the journal packet, it's the very last page. It has a turn and talk, like talk about the text, like stems, just basically ways that you could talk to each other, and this is just showing our effective practice, like of how to say and talk to each other, just like, and I think this is good for like the classroom, so I wanted to show it in that form, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this could be on an anchor chart
reminder.
or something like that.
Yeah, that's
because awesome. I think sometimes people are like, oh, I did this, I did that, and in my opinion it's this. Well, I think this, I learned this. It's just a better way to say it.
Yeah.
And then same for the listener. I agree because, or I also thought the text said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So first, the first one is all teachers have a different voice, and that's okay. So the person that has the biggest feet is going to share first.
I'm a size 8.5.
I'm a 9.5.
Ooh, Monica gets to share first. So all teachers have a different voice, and that's okay. So use one of your talk about text stems to talk about that topic.
I agree because I think as teachers, what I've been learning to kind of connect in my research with my literature review into this is that as teachers, while this is very obvious, I think it's hard to think through that we all have different experiences in school, we all have different life experiences, and we view our threshold of how we treat our students through those past experiences. So teachers have different expectations in their classrooms. Some teachers are have less narrow expectations because of their past experiences. So I think thinking through that, for example, if that example lane that you were giving and that student really disliked sarcasm, so if that girl becomes a teacher one day, she probably will refuse to use sarcasm with her students based on her past experiences. Where I think the teacher that was using sarcasm with her probably didn't have a teacher or he didn't feel impacted the same way that she did. So I think that talking through, and I don't know if you interpreted different voice the same way I did, but that's what I think through, and I think different voice. I think that the way that you interact with your students and the threshold in which you make those decisions to interact with your students is different. And I think that is okay as long as it's all a voice that makes students feel empowered and like a part of your classroom.
Yep, that's exactly the way that I was interpreting that. Also with I don't know, some people are super enthusiastic and some people are super relaxed, and that just depends on your learning community. I mean, some kids you have to be super enthusiastic around, and that's okay. So that's how I agree. All right. So now Lane's turn. She's gonna talk about it's just how we say it. So kind of just elaborate on why is it important about how we say it.
I just think throughout the book they give lots of good examples of how you can say things more effectively. So they would give it a situation where they'd say, well, if you're trying to say this is a better way to say it based off of not just intentionally calling out one student. So it's when they had the example of, oh, I really like how Joshua is doing this right now. And I'm trying to think of what page it was on, where it was say it more I really like how he is giving the effort, or I really like how they are being a good leader, and not just specifying on one student, but they're making it so that you're talking to the whole class, and so you're not just calling out that one friend. But I think it's just important on everything we say. We have to be intentional, and you can't just be saying things not to have a purpose behind them, because students really do model and